10 months into this year and this journey ain't getting any better. Who am I saying? I keep repeating the same thing again and again. But you know me. I have obligations. I have things I need to do in order to make sure you guys have what you need. So let's get this over with. This is MegamanNG. I welcome you one and all to my monthly update for November 2024. The tightrope is getting thinner and shakier. So much so that we're in a tightrope conundrum. Without further ado, time to get this update underway. Hopefully it's on time. Believe me. Now before we begin, I do want to say that if you enjoyed my content, please be sure to do these 5 simple things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. Well, let's just say that, October has been not much of an improvement, I'll give you that much. So yes, I'll be saying this over and over and over. What you're seeing is the watch time for the month of October. Almost 80% of it came from non-subscribers. We need to fix that. If you haven't subscribed and clicked that notification bell, well, what are you doing? It means a lot if you actually do. I'm also on social media, especially on both Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm working on my Blue Sky, and so far I've gotten already 50 followers. I hope to at least reach 100 before the end of the year. And all the info where I can be reached is in the description. We're almost done with this year, and I'm going to say it here. 2024 is the year I will make or break. Believe me, I really don't want it to break. Time to do something completely different for Real Talk. Yes, I'm still reeling over what happened 2 days ago. This is Real Talk, and it's not about gaming. It's about sports. All of our New York sports teams suck. I say this quite literally because after what happened on October 30th, I can say that with certainty that every single one of our teams just suck. Before I explain this, I'm here to say that this is all my opinion. It isn't fact. But given the recent track record as of late, I'm going to have to be blunt. They just suck. Let's start with the New York Yankees. Yes, I'm a Yankees fan, and even I know that one of my favorite teams are not what they used to be. Sure, they can be able to deliver a solid season, but when it comes to the playoffs, they crash and burn. Why else do you think that they got beat by the Dodgers in 5 games? In my honest opinion, they should have gotten swept. It would have been absolutely hilarious, but also devastating. You may have had a 94-win season, but it means nothing if you can't reach the top and win it all. It means nothing. Flat out nothing. Next comes the New York Knicks, and their season has just started. Sure, they're currently around 6-3 or 7-2, but I worry. I just worry that their season may crater. At least last season they were 50-32, finishing second in the Atlantic Division and second in the Eastern Conference. Sadly, they lost to the Pacers in the semifinals 4-3. I don't have much to say on it because their season has only begun, and they at least tried. But on most seasons, they can hardly try, and that alone is what upsets me. There's also the New York Rangers, and in some years, they were just awful. Last year, they actually did well, 55-23-4. Rather, 55 wins, 23 losses, and 4 ties. They were first in the Metropolitan Division and in the Eastern Conference. Sadly, they couldn't win against Florida, who would go on to win the Stanley Cup. I will say that they actually made it very far, and I am proud of them. Proud of them given how much they endured throughout the many seasons. I only hope that this year, the Knicks and the Rangers can at least bounce back. Now, I only wish Dolan can sell the teams. Seriously, the fact that he's still owner after so long is just wrong. Very wrong. Now we get to the part that I dread. Why? The NFL. Let's start with the butt fumble, aka the New York Jets, everyone. Why do I have to tolerate such madness and depression and all that? Yeah, I'll just say this. As of now, they're 3-6. They won their game against Denver. And you can tell by this that their playoff hopes may likely be dead. Don't take my word for it. My fellow Megamets podcast partner, Mets2128, can sum up his feelings about it more than I could. Honestly, ever since they got Aaron Rodgers, it's as if they regressed. Not that it matters because here's the thing. They sold their soul for that Super Bowl ring over 60 years ago. And since then, they haven't even made it back. Oh wait, was it 60 or is it 55? I don't know. The same could be said for the Giants. They're now 2-6. If you've been keeping up with my shorts, then you can probably tell that this season is a lost cause. They have no chance of making it. I'll give it at most 2 weeks at best before I hear confirmation that they're out of playoff contention. The same can be said for the Jets, but I would probably say it's 3 weeks. Overall, I'm just going to say it here. All our New York teams just suck. And if they're going to have any chance of contention, they need to buckle down, blow it up, and actually get their affairs in order. All this has given me is nothing but agony. Agony that just won't go away. The month of October was home to stuff getting completed, for the most part. Not to mention, I decided to start on new playthroughs. As for the ones I've completed, up first is the Ace Attorney Investigations collection. We finished the entire duology, more specifically AAI 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. My final thoughts on both games are simple. They're awesome. Both games, especially the second one, Prosecutor's Gambit, was without a doubt something that was needed. In my opinion, this game is very important, not only to the overall lore, but also to Ace Attorney as a franchise. Why? Because, well, Prosecutor's Gambit was the last 2D Ace Attorney game. As I mentioned in my video, in 2013, 2 years later, the franchise went from 2D to 3D with Dual Destinies. So in a way, it was the end of an era. And finally being able to play it officially felt like a solemn and satisfying end. Thank you, Capcom, for making it possible. Truly. Next comes Dragon Quest VI, The Realms of Revelation. Yes, I've beaten the game, and yes, I've started the post-game. However, the post-game is not like previous entries. There's kind of a reason for it, and I'll sum it up in one word. Nocturnus, the super boss of DQ6. But currently, I've already done 2 parts. Part 3 will have me using Gawain to complete Slalomopolis. Once I do that, I will grind up till I'm at most level 70, so I can take the fight to Nocturnus and get it done. Once that's done, that's it. Don't worry, I will be continuing the Dragon Quest games. The only thing I ask is for patience. Yes, it's repetitive, but what can you do? In terms of new stuff that I did in October, here's what I did. First is Visions of Mana. Square Enix turned down my request for this game, so I took it upon myself and bought it. I did it to honor the developers behind the game, Oka Studios. They were shut down by Tencent and NetEase, and on the same day it came out. That's sickening, truly. From my experience, I can say that I had a lot of fun with the game. Unfortunately, my only nitpick is with the story and the ending. I won't say anything else other than state that this game is worth your time. I highly recommend it if you haven't given it a chance yet. The other one is Yakuza Kiwami. I didn't think that this game would come to the Switch. I had $20 to spare, so I thought, why not? I already started it, but I find myself enjoying the sub-stories more than the story itself. But aside from that, the game runs pretty well on the Switch. Though I only wish more people can give this playthrough a chance. It's my first time doing a Yakuza / Like a Dragon game, and it will not be the last, believe me. If you saw this, then you could probably tell. I have all the main entries digitally on PSN, and I will cover them if given the chance. I just need to spice things up, and this is pretty much it. This is what I've done for the month of October. It could be better, but hey, I'm thankful all the wiser. A new month means what to come for it. I'll focus on the current stuff, then the new. Here's the lowdown. I will be continuing both Yakuza Kiwami and Visions of Mana. If you're wondering, Visions of Mana will be reaching its conclusion soon. The post-game will end when I take down the Super Boss and the Black Rabite. Yeah, I'm going for it, but it's going to be without a doubt the most challenging fight there is. And considering that I may need to max out certain trees to do this, it's going to be quite a thing. I already know which ones to master too, since I gotta get the trophies for it as well. As for Yakuza Kiwami, I will spread out parts where I do sub-stories. Same for Majima Everywhere, since I'm already at C rank. I will be sure to reach rank triple S by the time it ends. I know these 2 games don't do well view-wise, but I don't care. It's my channel, and with it my rules. As for new playthroughs, there are only 2, and they are both a week apart. The first is Mario and Luigi, Brothership. Yeah, are you surprised? I decided to just say screw it and put my money to getting eShop credit so I can be able to get this. Yeah, on November 7th, I will be doing Mario and Luigi Brothership, but I'm going to go at this at my own pace. I never thought that we would be getting another Mario and Luigi game, especially after Alpha Dream went bankrupt in 2019 after Bowser's Inside Story 3DS flopped. I mean that quite literally. This is going to be fun, and I so can't wait to cover this game. Plus, if I get the Switch Online expansion pass, I will be doing the original Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. So yes, I am excited, and I hope you guys are too. The next is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, which will come out on the 14th. If you remember last year, I did the Switch/mobile version of DQ3, The Seeds of Salvation. But the announcement of the HD 2D remake for the Erdrick trilogy blew me away, so I've decided to just do a playthrough of this game. I've done this before. I will do it again. But unlike when I did the mobile Switch/Switch version, this one is one I will enjoy from start to finish. The only thing I hope is that they include all the post-game content from the remakes, such as the Super Famicom and Game Boy Color versions. I want to face the Zenithian Dragon. I want to face the Super Boss Grand Dragon and obtain the Rubis Sword. The only thing I can hope for, all we can do is hope and see. That's pretty much all my plans for the month of November. Bear in mind that they can change on a whim. And also bear in mind that if in the event my HP Omen laptop bites the dust, then everything's put on hold until I get a new one. Speaking of which, that's what I'll be talking about next. I'm just going to lay this out right now. So yeah, I had to spend some of my money on not only getting Brothership, but also paying off Dragon Quest III HD 2D and Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven on Switch. Yes, I did get a code for the PS5 version, which is what I did for a first hour. I like having the games on the Switch. Don't worry, I don't plan on spending any more money on games. My priority right now is to get the new laptop, and I'll be putting all of my efforts in saving up to do so. I mean that, too. It ain't gonna be much else, but let's be fair. We're near the end of the year. I got no reason to buy new games since, well, gaming kinda sucks now. I mentioned it on my update for last month, and you can tell that it holds up here. At least on my PayPal, the money is kept safe and untouched. Again, if you want to help out, links in the description below. I also would like to give a shout out to all those who already have contributed to it. This is not a race. I'm playing the long game, because trying to wait can be a hassle. It's high time I at least do my part, to do what I can. So yeah, I'm making sure I do what I can to help since yes, I'm using my own money as well. You think that I'm relying on the generosity of you guys? Alone? No. To prove my point, I'm saving on my own money. And yes, I've had a bit of moments where I had to spend my own money, but the goal is the same. I'm not DSP. I don't put that money on WWE champions. I put it on something that's going to help the channel long term. This is not mandatory. It never is. If you want to contribute, as I always say, links in the description below. Anyone that does will get a shout out from me. If you don't believe me, give it a try for yourself. I'm not forcing it on you, it's your choice. Now, if you remember, I said that 2024 would be the year this channel would make or break. I can honestly say that this channel has endured, despite the fact that viewership is stagnating. I'm sharing this because this is what has happened this year alone. Don't take my word for it. You can see for yourself. But anyway, if you want to know, I have some upcoming plans for 2025. But if you're going to be wondering what they will be, I'll just list it down in 2 paragraphs. The first is that due to my massive backlog, I may as well start focusing all my efforts there. I got a lot of games that I want to do and cover, so I know that not everyone will like it. Thing is, it doesn't matter. I care if I can at least make one person happy. If I can do that, that's more than enough. So you may not be seeing any new games for a long time, with a few exceptions. Just wanted to let you know this because I don't want to hear complaining. All that'll do is drive me to push myself even further. So yes, you may be seeing more playthroughs of older games than new. YouTube revenue isn't going to help me long term, so I'll continue to be saving up money. By then, I would be getting my hands on a new Omen laptop, and when that happens, well, that's when it's going to have me work double duty and then some. Then I can finally retire the old Omen and be done with it. Okay, so I'll just lay it down. January will be home to the original Ace Attorney trilogy with commentary, and Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Besides, it just gives me a good excuse not to do the 3DS version of it. As for the original Ace Attorney trilogy, there are 2 reasons for it. The first is that since I've done the Apollo Justice trilogy as well as the AAI duology with commentary, it's honestly fair that I should do the same for the original trilogy. And the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. The second is that I'm basically inspired by a fantastic fan dub of the Ace Attorney series, done by a YouTube channel named Backward Rocket Studios. Everyone involved did a fantastic job, with my personal favorite being R.W. Estep, providing the voice of Miles Edgeworth. I'm serious. As much as I enjoy Kyle Hebert's performance, this guy is simply perfect. Funny enough, while I was doing my playthrough of the AAI duology, I imagine hearing his voice when Edgeworth speaks. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check them out, you should. Links in the description below. And I look forward to when Farewell My Turnabout drops. This is only part of my plans for 2025. Whether we survive it or not entirely depends on me. And all of you guys. So yeah, I'll be blunt. Sorry that this is somewhat late, but what can you do when you want to get things done? Only for distractions to happen. At least it's on time, mostly. I try, honestly. Seriously, I do. But yeah, I got some work to do. A lot of work, so I hope to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget that if you enjoy what I do and the content that I produce, please consider supporting me. Whether it be through channel memberships, my Ko-fi, or through PayPal. Anyone that does do a Dono through PayPal will get a shout out. I've said this already, but send a 100 and you get one for 3 months. And for 400, you get a year. All of it will go towards improving the channel. And believe me, it'll all be a big benefit in the long run. I've tried everything in convincing you, but if this won't cut it, like I said, I don't know what will. If you enjoy this, please be sure to hit the like button, the thumbs up button. It means a lot. If you enjoy this or any of my other content, please be sure to do these 5 things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click that bell. Also, I want to improve our watch time. It could have been better last month. I want that to be fixed. I wanted to improve, and it can only be done by you guys subbing and clicking the bell. It helps. Trust me, it does. And setting notifications to all also helps too. Anyone that says it doesn't help is a fool. Seriously, it really does. That's pretty much it. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out.